Imagine this. You wake up one morning, stretch, and stand up without that familiar stiffness in your legs. You feel light on your feet, your steps are steady, and there's no worry about tripping or losing your balance. For many of us, as we get older, it can feel like we've lost some of that natural strength we had in our younger years. But what if I told you that you don't have to just accept this decline? What if, with a few simple changes, you could keep your legs strong and steady well into your 80s or even 90s? Take Bill, for example. Bill's 82, a retired teacher from a small town in Wisconsin. For years, he enjoyed walking through his garden, tending to the plants, and walking around the neighborhood to stay active. But over the past year, he began to notice something worrying. He was more tired than usual, his legs felt heavy, and going up the stairs became a challenge. Bill thought this was just a natural part of getting older, but when he went for his annual checkup, his doctor discovered something else. Bill was low on several essential vitamins that were crucial for maintaining leg strength and mobility. His doctor explained that with the right nutrients, he could regain some of the energy and strength he thought he had lost. After adjusting his diet and incorporating a few simple supplements, Bill started feeling better. His legs felt lighter, he had more energy, and he was back to enjoying his walks again. This is exactly why I'm here today, to share with you the 6 essential vitamins that can help you maintain strong, steady legs throughout your golden years. These vitamins are more than just good to have. They're vital for keeping your muscles strong, your joints flexible, and your circulation healthy. By the end of this video, you'll learn which vitamins are the most important for your leg health and how to easily incorporate them into your daily routine. So if you've ever found yourself wondering how you can keep moving and stay independent as you age, stay tuned. I promise you'll find something valuable that could make a real difference in your life. Number 1, vitamin D, the power for muscles and bones. Let me share something with you that's so important yet often overlooked. We all know how our body changes as we get older, and for many of us, the biggest challenge becomes maintaining strength in our legs and bones. But here's the thing. One of the most common reasons people start to feel weak, stiff, or unsteady on their feet is simply a lack of vitamin D. You see, when Bill, our friend from earlier, started feeling like his legs weren't as strong as they used to be, he chalked it up to aging. Who could blame him? After all, he was 82. But during his annual checkup, his doctor did a simple blood test and discovered that his vitamin D levels were dangerously low. Now you might be wondering, how can a vitamin affect my legs so much? Well, let me explain. Vitamin D plays a huge role in how our body absorbs calcium, which is essential for bone health. Without enough vitamin D, your bones become more fragile and muscles don't function at their best. So how do you know if you're low on vitamin D? For many people, the signs are subtle. You might start noticing that your legs feel weak at the end of the day, or you might feel unusually fatigued after doing simple tasks like walking or climbing stairs. Some people even feel random muscle cramps or aches, especially in their legs, and think they're just a part of getting older. But if these signs are happening to you, it could be that your body is asking for more vitamin D. Bill's experience was a wake-up call. He didn't realize how important this vitamin was for his overall health. When he got the news from his doctor, he was surprised. But once he started increasing his vitamin D intake, things began to change. His doctor recommended he try a natural source of vitamin D: sunlight. Just 15 to 20 minutes of sunlight a day can help the body produce what it needs. Of course, as we age, our skin becomes less efficient at converting sunlight into vitamin D. So Bill also added a little help from his diet, specifically cod liver oil, which is packed with this essential nutrient. So what happened to Bill? A few weeks after adding vitamin D to his routine, Bill started to feel a noticeable difference. His legs didn't feel as tired. He wasn't getting those strange, unexpected cramps anymore. He even felt more stable when walking and climbing stairs. It was like he had more energy, more strength, and the best part, his balance felt much better. His doctor said it was a sign that the vitamin D was doing its job, helping his muscles and bones stay strong and preventing any further decline in his mobility. It's not just Bill. Many older adults who increase their vitamin D intake report similar results. They feel more energetic, less stiff, and most importantly, more confident on their feet. A simple habit, like getting outside for a short walk in the sunlight or taking a small dose of cod liver oil every day, can make all the difference in the world. So, if you've noticed your legs feeling weaker, or maybe you felt a little more unsteady lately, don't just accept it as part of aging. It could be your body asking for more vitamin D. It's an easy fix, and the results can be life-changing. Start small, and soon enough, you'll start noticing how much more stable, strong, and energized you feel. Number 2, vitamin B12, supporting nerve function. Now, let's talk about something that's often overlooked when we think about staying active and strong. Vitamin B12. This vitamin isn't just for keeping your energy levels up. It's essential for your nerves, your muscles, and your overall sense of balance. But just like vitamin D, it's something that often gets neglected, especially as we age. Let me tell you about Mary. Mary's 75, a lively woman who has always kept busy with gardening, cooking, and spending time with her grandkids. But recently, she started feeling something strange. Sometimes her legs would feel off. They'd feel heavy, as though they were difficult to move, and she had trouble keeping her balance, especially when standing up from a chair or walking around. One day, while visiting her doctor, she mentioned these symptoms. After a series of tests, the doctor found that Mary was severely deficient in vitamin B12. Her doctor explained that this vitamin plays a key role in nerve function and muscle health, and that a deficiency could cause exactly what she was feeling: weakness, fatigue, and instability in her legs. So how do you know if you're missing out on enough B12? If you've noticed that some days your legs just don't feel right, maybe they feel weak or shaky or even tingly without any clear reason, you might be dealing with a B12 deficiency too. One of the most telling signs is that your legs may feel fine some days, but on others, they just seem to give out with little warning. That pins and needles sensation in your legs? That's your nervous system trying to communicate that something isn't functioning as it should. It's a signal that your muscles are not getting the proper nourishment from the nerves that control them. Mary's situation wasn't unusual, unfortunately. As we get older, our bodies become less efficient at absorbing vitamin B12 from food. Even if you're eating a healthy, balanced diet, you might still not be getting enough of this crucial nutrient, and that can lead to all kinds of problems, like the ones Mary was experiencing. But here's the good news. Once Mary started taking a vitamin B12 supplement, she began to notice changes within just a few weeks. What happened after she started getting enough B12? Mary told me it was like a light switch had flipped. She began to feel her legs again, really feel them. Her legs felt stronger, more stable, and she wasn't getting that same overwhelming sense of fatigue after standing up. Her balance improved, and she even started feeling steadier on her feet when walking around the house or down the street. Those tingling sensations? Gone. It was like she had regained control over her legs, and it was all thanks to adding vitamin B12 back into her routine. The truth is, vitamin B12 is like the messenger for your nervous system. It helps ensure that your nerves can communicate with your muscles, which is why it's so important for maintaining balance, coordination, and strength. Without enough B12, your nerves can't send the right signals, and your muscles don't get the message that they need to stay strong and active. And that's when you start feeling weak or unsteady, just like Mary did. If you've ever experienced that frustrating feeling of your legs just not working the way they should, or you're unsure why your balance has been off lately, it might be time to consider adding more B12 to your diet. It's found in many animal-based foods like meat, fish, eggs and dairy. But if you're like Mary and need an extra boost, a simple supplement can make a world of difference. So, what's the takeaway here? Don't ignore the signs of B12 deficiency. If your legs feel weak, or you've noticed changes in your balance and stability, talk to your doctor about your B12 levels. A little extra B12 could be all it takes to get you back on your feet, feeling strong and confident once again. It's an easy step, but the results can be incredibly rewarding. Number 3, vitamin C, strengthening collagen and joints. Now let's dive into something that's truly essential for keeping those legs flexible, strong, and pain-free as you age: vitamin C. Most of us immediately think of vitamin C when we hear immune support, but there's so much more to it, especially when it comes to the health of our joints and muscles. As we get older, the production of collagen in our bodies decreases, which means our tendons, ligaments, and cartilage, all the things that keep us moving smoothly, can start to weaken. But thankfully, vitamin C is here to help. Let me share the story of George, a retired engineer in his mid-70s who had been living an active lifestyle for most of his life. George loved hiking and was always on the move, enjoying the trails around his local park, but lately something started to change. He noticed that his knees were feeling stiffer and more painful, especially after a long walk. He thought it was just the usual wear and tear of getting older, but it began to get worse. One day, he couldn't even get out of a chair without his knees aching terribly. That's when George decided to visit his doctor. After a thorough examination, George's doctor discovered that the pain in his knees wasn't just from age. It was a sign of joint degeneration, something common as we age, but often worsened by a lack of vitamin C. His doctor explained that vitamin C is crucial for producing collagen, which keeps the connective tissues in the joints strong and flexible. Without enough vitamin C, your body has a harder time repairing and regenerating this vital tissue, making the joints more vulnerable to pain, stiffness, and even injury. So, how do you know if your body is lacking vitamin C? Well, the first sign often appears in your joints. They might start to feel stiff or sore after activity. You may notice a decreased range of motion, like when you're struggling to move after a walk, or feeling tightness when you try to squat or bend down. These symptoms aren't just normal signs of aging. They can also signal that your body isn't getting enough vitamin C to keep those joints lubricated and flexible. George's doctor recommended that he boost his vitamin C intake to help support collagen production and improve his joint health. So George began incorporating more vitamin C-rich foods into his diet, like oranges, strawberries, bell peppers, and broccoli. But the real game changer came when he added a little acerola cherry powder to his daily routine. This natural superfood is packed with vitamin C and is one of the richest sources of this nutrient you can find. He started mixing it into smoothies or just adding it to water each morning. What happened to George after adding vitamin C to his routine? Within a few weeks, George began to feel a noticeable difference. His knees didn't ache as much after long walks. The stiffness he had felt in his joints started to subside, and he was moving with more ease. In fact, he was able to go for longer hikes without feeling that constant nagging pain. He even noticed that his recovery time after physical activity improved. What George didn't realize at the time was that vitamin C was helping his body repair and strengthen the collagen in his joints, making them more flexible and reducing inflammation. The key takeaway here is that vitamin C isn't just for fighting colds or supporting your immune system. It's essential for your joints and muscles too. It helps repair and regenerate the tissues that keep your body moving smoothly. And when you're getting enough of it, you'll likely feel more mobile, less stiff, and even notice less soreness after physical activity. So how can you make sure you're getting enough vitamin C? In addition to fruits like oranges and strawberries, don't forget about vegetables like bell peppers, broccoli, and kale. You can even try incorporating acerola cherry powder, a super concentrated source of vitamin C, into your routine for an extra boost. And if you're feeling that stiffness or pain in your joints, don't wait too long to make a change. A little extra vitamin C could make all the difference in getting you back on track with your mobility. Number 4, vitamin K2, supporting bone health. Let's talk about a vitamin that often flies under the radar when it comes to bone health, but is absolutely essential, vitamin K2. You've probably heard a lot about calcium and how important it is for maintaining strong bones, but did you know that without enough vitamin K2, calcium can actually be harmful to your bones and joints? That's right, calcium needs to be directed to the right places in your body, mainly your bones, and vitamin K2 is the nutrient that helps ensure that happens. Let me tell you about Patricia, a lively 78-year-old woman who loves to garden. For years she's been tending to her flowers and vegetables, always finding joy in the simple act of nurturing life around her. But recently, Patricia noticed something alarming. As she bent down to water her plants, she felt a sharp pain in her lower back. At first, she thought it was just a minor strain from bending over too much. But when the pain persisted, she went to her doctor, who found that Patricia's bones were weaker than they should be for her age. Her doctor explained that her calcium intake was fine, but without enough vitamin K2, her body wasn't properly utilizing the calcium she was getting. And it was accumulating in places it shouldn't, like in her arteries, instead of her bones. How do you know if you need more vitamin K2? The signs can be subtle at first, but over time you might notice more joint pain, stiffness, or discomfort, especially when standing up or walking. For some, the knees or lower back become a common area for discomfort. Vitamin K2 helps activate proteins that are responsible for taking calcium to your bones and away from soft tissues like your arteries, where it can cause problems like plaque buildup. If you've been experiencing more joint pain, stiffness, or even discomfort in your legs or back, it might be time to check if you're getting enough of this vital vitamin. Patricia's doctor recommended that she increase her intake of vitamin K2 to help support her bone health and prevent further calcium buildup in her arteries. She was given some simple recommendations, like adding more fermented foods to her diet, including natto, a traditional Japanese food made from fermented soybeans, and switching to grass-fed butter, which is rich in vitamin K2. What happened to Patricia after increasing her vitamin K2 intake? It wasn't long before Patricia started feeling a difference. She began incorporating grass-fed butter into her daily meals, using it in cooking or adding it to her morning toast. She also started enjoying small servings of natto, which became a new favorite in her diet. Within a few weeks, she noticed a significant reduction in the pain in her lower back and knees. Her joints felt more stable, and she had an easier time getting up and down from her garden, something she had been struggling with for a while. Patricia's energy levels also seemed to improve. She was moving more freely, without that nagging stiffness, and was able to continue tending to her garden with joy. Patricia's experience is a perfect example of how vitamin K2 can play a crucial role in maintaining bone health as we age. When you add more vitamin K2 to your diet, you're not just helping your bones, you're also helping to prevent calcium buildup in the arteries, which is a huge factor in overall cardiovascular health. So, how can you make sure you're getting enough vitamin K2? Aside from fermented foods like natto, there are a few other easy ways to add vitamin K2 to your diet. Grass-fed butter, egg yolks, and certain cheeses are also good sources of K2. If these aren't part of your usual routine, it might be worth considering adding them to your meals. And if you find it hard to get enough through food alone, vitamin K2 supplements are a great option too. If you've been struggling with joint pain or stiffness, or you're worried about bone health, adding more vitamin K2 could be the missing link you need. It's a simple change that can make a world of difference in how you feel every day. 5. Magnesium, reducing cramps and fatigue. Let's move on to a mineral that's absolutely essential for keeping your legs feeling light and energized, and one that many people tend to overlook: magnesium. You may not realize it, but magnesium is involved in over 300 processes in the body, and one of its most important roles is helping your muscles relax and contract properly. Without enough of this essential mineral, you can end up with muscle cramps, feelings of fatigue, and even that heavy, sluggish feeling in your legs that makes even the simplest movements feel like a challenge. Take John, for example. John is 70 years old and has always been active. He was once an avid runner, and while he's slowed down a bit now, he still enjoys his daily walks around the neighborhood. But recently he started experiencing something that made walking a lot less enjoyable. His legs were cramping up. It wasn't just a little discomfort either. At times, the cramps were so bad that he'd have to stop in his tracks and massage his calves just to get some relief. It became harder and harder for John to even walk a few blocks without feeling that tightness and cramping in his legs. He also started feeling more tired than usual, even after short walks. It wasn't long before John became concerned and decided to visit his doctor. After a thorough checkup, his doctor found that John was suffering from magnesium deficiency, something that's quite common among older adults. Magnesium helps your muscles function properly, and when you don't have enough of it, your muscles can become tense, leading to cramps and fatigue. It also plays a key role in energy production, so without enough magnesium, you can feel more drained, even after mild activity. How do you know if you need more magnesium? If you've noticed your legs feeling heavy, tired, or even prone to cramping after walking, standing for long periods, or even when you wake up in the morning, you might be dealing with a magnesium deficiency. Other signs include restless legs at night, sudden muscle spasms, or just an overall feeling of weakness and fatigue. If any of this sounds familiar, you could be missing out on this vital mineral. When John found out that his magnesium levels were low, his doctor recommended a few simple changes to his diet. John started eating more magnesium-rich foods like leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. He also began adding a tablespoon of pumpkin seeds to his daily routine. But the real turning point came when John started taking a magnesium supplement, which was a quick and easy way to get the extra boost his body needed. What happened after John started increasing his magnesium intake? John felt the change within just a few days. The constant cramping in his legs started to subside, and he noticed that his muscles were much more relaxed and comfortable during his walks. That heavy, sluggish feeling in his legs was replaced with a lightness he hadn't felt in months. The best part? John's energy levels started to improve. He wasn't getting tired as quickly, and he was able to walk longer distances without feeling drained. In fact, John was back to enjoying his daily walks with a new sense of vitality. He felt more like himself again, energized, comfortable, and ready to move. So how can you make sure you're getting enough magnesium? Magnesium is found in a variety of foods, so getting enough through your diet is absolutely possible. Some great sources include leafy greens like spinach, nuts, and seeds like almonds and pumpkin seeds, whole grains like brown rice and quinoa, and legumes like black beans. But if you're not getting enough from food alone, a simple magnesium supplement can help fill in the gaps. It's an easy fix, and the benefits are truly remarkable. If you've been experiencing muscle cramps, fatigue, or just a general sense of sluggishness in your legs, adding magnesium to your routine could make all the difference. It's a small change with a big impact, helping you feel lighter, more energized, and ready to take on your day with ease. 6. Vitamin E, boosting circulation. Now let's talk about a vitamin that's not only good for your skin, but also plays a crucial role in keeping your legs energized and healthy. Vitamin E. If you've been feeling like your legs tire easily, or perhaps they feel cold or even swollen after sitting for a while, the issue might be poor circulation. And that's where vitamin E comes in. This powerful antioxidant helps improve blood flow throughout your body, ensuring that your muscles get the oxygen and nutrients they need to stay strong and responsive. Let me introduce you to Helen. Helen is 80 years old and has always been someone who loves to stay active. She walks every morning, tends to her garden, and enjoys taking short trips to visit her grandchildren. But recently, she started noticing something odd. After sitting for a while, whether it was during a meal, watching TV, or even reading, she would stand up and her legs would feel heavy, and sometimes they'd even swell up a little. It got to the point where she felt like her legs weren't getting the blood they needed to feel light and strong. Helen thought it was just part of aging, but when she mentioned it to her doctor, she learned something that surprised her. Helen had poor circulation. Her doctor explained that poor circulation is a common issue among older adults and can lead to fatigue, swelling, and discomfort in the legs. The good news? Vitamin E could help. This vitamin helps keep blood vessels flexible, promoting healthy blood flow and reducing inflammation. By improving circulation, vitamin E can help reduce the feeling of heaviness in your legs and make it easier to move around without feeling sluggish. So, how do you know if you need more vitamin E? If your legs often feel tired or swollen after sitting for long periods, or if they feel unusually cold or stiff, it might be a sign that your circulation isn't as efficient as it should be. The body's ability to circulate blood and oxygen to the muscles can decrease as we age, leading to these uncomfortable sensations. If that sounds familiar, it's time to consider boosting your vitamin E intake. Helen's doctor recommended that she start incorporating more vitamin E-rich foods into her diet, such as nuts, seeds, and avocados. She also added a tablespoon of wheat germ oil, one of the richest natural sources of vitamin E, into her daily routine. This was an easy change, and Helen was happy to try something that didn't require any drastic changes to her lifestyle. What happened after Helen added vitamin E to her routine? Within a few weeks, Helen began to feel a significant difference. Her legs didn't feel as swollen after sitting for a while. She noticed that her legs felt warmer and lighter, even after a long day. She could walk longer distances without feeling the heaviness in her legs that used to slow her down. Best of all, she no longer felt that uncomfortable coldness in her legs, especially during colder months. It was as if vitamin E had helped restore normal circulation, giving her legs the energy and vitality they needed to keep up with her busy life. Helen's experience isn't unusual. Many people who start increasing their vitamin E intake report feeling lighter on their feet, with less swelling and improved circulation. For older adults, improving circulation is one of the most effective ways to keep legs feeling strong, energized, and ready to take on the day. So how can you make sure you're getting enough vitamin E? Vitamin E is found in many delicious foods like almonds, sunflower seeds, avocados, and leafy greens. You can also add wheat germ oil to your diet, which is a concentrated source of vitamin E and can easily be added to smoothies, salads, or even drizzled over toast. If you're not getting enough from food, a simple vitamin E supplement can do the trick. It's a small addition to your diet, but the benefits can be life-changing. If you've been struggling with fatigue, swelling, or discomfort in your legs, vitamin E could be the solution to help improve circulation and keep your legs feeling light and energized. It's an easy fix that can make a world of difference in how you move through your day. Number 7. Vitamin A, helping regenerate and repair tissue. As we approach the final piece of the puzzle in keeping our legs strong and healthy, let's talk about a vitamin that's often associated with vision and immune health, but is just as crucial for repairing and regenerating tissues: vitamin A. When it comes to maintaining strong, functional legs, your muscles, skin, and connective tissues need constant renewal and repair. Vitamin A plays a vital role in this process, helping to regenerate damaged tissues and ensuring that your muscles and skin are in the best condition possible. Let me share a story about Frank, a 77-year-old former mechanic who's always been the kind of person who likes to keep moving. Whether it's fixing things around the house or taking long walks with his dog, Frank's always been active. But in recent months, he started to notice that his legs weren't recovering like they used to after a long walk or a day of activity. His muscles seemed to take longer to heal, and he noticed that his skin wasn't as resilient. It felt drier, more fragile, and he was getting more cuts and bruises than usual. It was frustrating, because Frank had always prided himself on staying active and strong. After a checkup, Frank's doctor explained that this could be a sign of vitamin A deficiency. As we get older, our body's ability to regenerate and repair tissues naturally slows down, and a lack of vitamin A can make this process even slower. Vitamin A is essential for the production of new cells, particularly in the skin, muscles, and connective tissues. Without enough of it, your body struggles to heal itself, leading to longer recovery times and more vulnerability to injury. So how do you know if you're not getting enough vitamin A? If you've been feeling like your body takes longer to recover after physical activity, or if your skin feels thinner or more fragile, it might be a sign that you're not getting enough vitamin A. If your legs feel more sore or stiff than usual after a walk, or you've been dealing with skin issues like cuts, bruises, or dryness that seem to take forever to heal, it's worth considering whether vitamin A could help. Frank was surprised by this information, but he decided to follow his doctor's advice. He started incorporating more vitamin A-rich foods into his diet, like sweet potatoes, carrots, spinach, and even liver, one of the richest sources of vitamin A. Frank also began using a vitamin A supplement to make sure he was getting enough of this vital nutrient to support his body's natural repair processes. What happened after Frank increased his vitamin A intake? After just a few weeks, Frank began to feel a remarkable difference. His recovery time after his daily walks decreased, and he was able to get back to his usual routine without feeling as sore or stiff. His muscles felt stronger, and his skin began to heal more quickly, even the small cuts and bruises that had taken longer to recover. Frank even noticed that his energy levels improved, and he felt more rejuvenated overall. It was like his body had started to function more efficiently again, and that was largely due to the boost of vitamin A in his diet. Frank's experience is a great example of how vitamin A can help support the body's natural regeneration process. It's not just about keeping your skin healthy, it's about ensuring that all the tissues in your body, including muscles and connective tissue, stay strong, flexible, and capable of healing quickly when needed. So how can you ensure you're getting enough vitamin A? Vitamin A is found in many orange and yellow vegetables like sweet potatoes, carrots, and pumpkin, as well as in dark leafy greens like spinach. Animal sources like liver, eggs, and dairy products also provide an excellent supply of vitamin A. If you're not getting enough through food, a vitamin A supplement can be a great way to fill in the gaps. If you've noticed your body taking longer to heal, or if you've been feeling more stiff or fatigued, it might be time to consider adding more vitamin A to your diet. It's a simple but powerful way to help your body regenerate, recover, and stay strong. And it could make all the difference in keeping your legs feeling healthy and ready for whatever you want to do. We've covered a lot of ground today, and I hope you're walking away with some valuable insights. From vitamin D, which helps keep your bones and muscles strong, to vitamin B12 that supports nerve function and balance, all the way to vitamin A, which helps regenerate tissues and muscles. Each of these nutrients plays a crucial role in keeping your legs strong, steady, and full of life. We've also talked about the importance of magnesium for reducing cramps and fatigue, vitamin C for collagen and joint health, vitamin K2 for supporting bone strength, and vitamin E for improving circulation. Now, it's time to take action. These vitamins aren't just concepts, they're solutions that can have a real impact on your life. Whether it's stepping outside to get some sunlight for vitamin D, adding a few servings of leafy greens or nuts to boost your magnesium, or simply incorporating a vitamin A-rich food into your meals, each small step can bring you closer to feeling stronger, more energized, and more confident in your body. Just like Bill, George, Patricia, and Frank, you have the ability to make these changes and see the positive effects in your life. They didn't let age slow them down, and neither should you. Remember, change is a natural part of life, and no step is too small. Every effort you make toward better health is a victory, and you're not alone on this journey. You have the power to take control of your health and create a future where you feel strong, vital, and ready for anything. So I encourage you to start today. Try adding some of these simple habits to your daily routine. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with others who might benefit from these tips. Leave a comment and let me know which vitamin you're going to focus on first, or share your own health journey. Let's create a community of people who support each other, share knowledge, and encourage one another to live healthier, happier lives. Thanks for listening, and remember, you've got this. Every step you take is a step toward a stronger, healthier you. Keep going, and I'll see you in the next episode.